Hey, tribe, welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm here with Lexi B, Lo, and E Bree. And of course, I'm Constance Monet. So today, we're going to be light. We're going to have some light topics. It's going to be a little fun. We're going to talk a little bedroom boom. We're going to talk a little bit of cinema, some, new shows coming out, and just kind of giving some opinion on different things. I hope everybody enjoys. Ladies, I hope y'all ready because
Always.
I am. All right. So we're gonna go back into what you said, Legs. Go ahead. Yeah.
Good bleep should get you a good life. Well, if you don't, can I say schlong? Can I say
Let's say if good
Peter?
sex could get you a good life, dot dot dot.
But see,
What would
it's
it
not
be?
just good. Because I don't want no good shrimp. I want a good Titanic.
I've had a Titanic. It was a trick.
Yeah, hoodwinked and bamboozled, huh?
You understand?
Yeah.
And it left me with no dad for a child. And I'm cool on that. I'm cool.
You know,
No.
maybe that's why I haven't learned my lesson yet, because I'm still childless. I do know I'm hard headed and I do
Yeah.
learn things the hard way, but I don't think God gonna do that to me. I hope he don't.
I
Now,
promise that's because you hard headed. That's
that's how he gonna
exactly
do
he
it.
got to do you. He
He
because
gonna.
you got to learn. And you ain't listening, young lady.
I feel
You are not.
like there's so many other ways he can teach me.
I feel the same way right now, today, here.
Mm. Like he's forcing me to abstain.
Yeah. And if
Ooh,
you make the wrong decision after abstinence, you get a baby. A- ask the abstinent person. You get a baby.
so what you're
And then
saying is,
you're gonna be abstinent again.
so what you're saying is just don't be abstinent.
No, I'm saying you gotta pray when you pick them. Then you gotta
Mm.
pray when you meet them.
What a
And then you gotta
faith.
bring them in so that y'all can pray together. So I don't know because
Amen. Amen. Amen.
it,
Mm-mm.
it don't cause you. It causes you a little bit of happiness. That's why you breathe down there cheesing.
And let me not talk about the shrimps. Some of the shrimps really do be doing what they need to do
Actually, most of them they do more than they need to do.
because they know that they shrimps, they shrimpy. But that's why I said, or he just came from a long line of shrimps. I wasn't saying that that was his issue. I was saying, or you could just be born with a
Hmm.
smaller piece.
I,
Is that offensive?
I
to the
mean,
one with the smaller piece. Yes.
not to me,
But I even gave
but
him props.
I'm
I
not a
said
part of
sometimes
that.
they do what they. I gave y'all props now. Don't y'all dare come after me. I gave y'all props. Okay, that's about all I can do. That's about all I can do because I've experienced them. I've experienced them. That's why I said some of them.
Hmm.
Okay, we're just gonna
No.
stop about penises then. All right, y'all. What we talking
Okay.
about?
So since we having free talk, we have all seen all the best men, the new chapter, the very first one back in '99. I remember watching that thing on VHS. Okay.
That's crazy.
And yes, right, '99.
Image quality, rewatching it.
Right, you get to see it. You be like, ooh, that's shaky.
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
was
that
like, when we
camera.
watched these when they were new, it just seemed so amazing
It
and
was so
crisp.
amazing.
Girl,
And now on these 4K TVs, it looked like chopped liver.
chopped and screwed.
You understand?
Definitely.
Bring that
Mm.
back twice. Bring it back. Okay. But we're gonna have a we're gonna have a little bit to say about the show and a little bit just from what we got from the show. So our first question tonight is gonna be, because the person I don't like on the show did this, but it's going to be, how would you handle a situation where your significant other um, has a group of friends and the friendship is a very important part of their life, but you feel like you don't, you how would you go about fitting into the dynamic or understanding that dynamic of friendship when you're uncomfortable? So
I'll go first.
go ahead. Go ahead, because you got them lips ready, girl. Go ahead. Give it to her.
I ain't even gonna give her no plug, even though I love her. She ain't paying me. So
Well, she gotta wait.
I feel like I go into any other friendship setting. Like just be your true authentic self. Like be open and honest about it. Personally speaking, also I would hope that my significant other would be one give me like the 411, give me the lowdown on some things. Not I'm not saying like going to like people's like super personal things, but all right, this is who's together, this is what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Not so
And
much
which movie are you referring
the
to?
first one. We're gonna talk about because
Mm-hmm.
if we're talking about her going into the front, let's go back to 99 for the
99.
99
Okay.
2000. Okay,
99,
we can go back
2000.
to the original joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
He set her up for failure. Period. He did not like one. Baby girl has to find out that you even like liked one of your homegirls from a book that you wrote. Like you didn't give her any insights to your friendship. Everything she found out, she had to figure out for herself.
No, not from the book. He told her.
He told her that he liked
Yeah,
Jordan.
not of course not. He told her who the book was about because when she comes to the wedding, she knows everybody. That's why she thinks that Jordan is the girl from the book. She accidentally calls her
I
her
call her
name,
Kendall.
but
Yeah.
Kindle, because she's already read the book. So she knew the whole story, and before he leaves, when they're sitting in the bathtub, she says, "How do you think this gonna go?" Because they had just found out that Jordan had an early copy of the book before he goes to the wedding.
I thought he found that out when he went there.
No, he knew like right before he left. Because when he gets there, he's already mad at Jordan. He's looking for her to get the book. But he like her. So that's not it's not a deep look, huh?
Baby, because Merch spilled the beans. He did not find out Jordan had
Merch?
that book till he got to New York. Merch was in the car. Merch
Merch
asked the
spilled the beans.
question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You
Merch spilled the
right. Merch
beans.
did spill the
So they
beans.
didn't.
Yeah.
So he might. Yeah. So he probably
She
did
knew
give her
about
some
but she
tea,
didn't
but
know about Kendall because she thought that he messed with Kendall before.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she knew the story about the actual story because she comes in knowing that he slept with one of the girls. She
Mm-hmm.
just thinks that it's Kendall and not Mia
But that's the
because
Kindle.
the story is told about Kendall, but Kendall is
But
really
they switch. He did switch it
he
because
switched
that's
the
when
story.
Shorty did make that in the
Hmm.
pottery little barn, whatever the fudge they was in.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Okay.
think he didn't set, so I don't feel like he set her up. I feel like he did when it comes
He
to
left out
Jordan.
key points.
When it comes to Jordan, that he still had feelings for. Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure, for sure. But I'm gonna tell you the
Definitely.
truth. As finicky as their relationship was, I wouldn't told.
I was about yeah, that. Like you really wasn't it didn't even seem like you was really rocking with homegirl. Like she's sitting over there, like every little thing she said that even remotely equated to her thinking about a future with you, you was shook.
But
Shook
you
it.
know why? But did you hear him once he gets to the friends? She has no foundation. She
Yeah.
starts in a relationship with no foundation because she's dating him and she's switching careers. She had done already
But
switched her career three
But
times
is
to
her
become a
lack of
chef.
foundation really why he's scared? Because according to them, he's
Yeah,
scared of commitment. Like as soon as a girl step out of line,
he don't want to be with
you
her.
don't rock with her.
Yeah,
So
really,
was her not having that just an excuse or a cop out, or
she's
was you
not
just
Jordan.
really? That's really it. Like
That's
they
what
said,
it is.
yeah,
She's not Jordan, and
she
Jordan
won't.
got foundation.
She
Jordan
won't.
know. She know what her career path is. She know where she's trying to go. There is no second thought on what's going to happen. It's like, but
No,
like him, think about Harper knew there was no him not writing books. It wasn't
yeah,
a second guess to that. It didn't matter. He didn't make no money. He wrote this book not even knowing if it was going to hit. And he told too much. Oh God, just die with your secrets. God damn. That's why
it
he
was
did.
really the ignorance of you really thinking that you really it was insulting. I feel like as a friend I
Mm-hmm.
would have been insulted, and I think Q said that like you really over here trying to play like a fool. Like I don't
Yeah.
know that this is me that you're talking about. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you really
And
put
you act
yourself.
like nobody else is gonna know.
Nobody else is gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
Even Lance, the quote unquote dumb football player.
The dumb jock.
Yeah,
He was
he
dumb.
picked up on it like that.
He was
Like
dumb. I think he picked up on it more because Harper was
he
trying
hid
to
that book.
hide it from
Yeah,
him.
he hid that
I
book.
don't think it was so much that he just picked up on it like, oh,
Hmm.
he's just reading. No. I think he would have went with the story if Harper wouldn't have put so much into trying to get that book away from him every time they
Hey,
had it.
I
they
don't
even
Every
because
single
Q
time.
was dropping hints too, right?
yeah,
Hits
cute.
the whole time.
Yeah, messy. Oh, messy. But I love him. I'm sorry, he's my favorite. I don't care what nobody say.
Cute.
Q was,
Yeah, he's my favorite.
we not
Terrence
having
Howard.
secrets in this group. Tell it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I think that Q was I think that Q had was a solid person for sure
definitely.
for the group. I do
Definitely.
think he was messy though.
Very.
Because he did a lot of airing all the friends out, but he didn't air himself out. And that's when I claim you messy. Because you're interrupting people's lives and relationships, and you had things going on. Because in the second movie, when we start talking to Mia, his mama died around the wedding time. All these things are happening for him in his life. He ain't airing his shit. He just airing everybody else. He got on Lance in the first movie. Like you was
Yeah.
like trifling. When they were sitting at the table, he was like, "You don't think she deserved to cheat on you? You're not a good guy." Oh
But I
no.
feel like
I would have everybody.
he was still a little cool because he lived in his truth of being a hoe. Everybody knew if they don't know nothing else, they knew he was a hoe. And he lived
He
like
was a
he said,
playboy. He had the
yeah, like people
money
when they
and
was
the
spitting
opportunity.
Okay,
exactly.
back to this question. Yes. Okay. So if you guys could just think, I guess, just an
I don't
example if you
know.
have one, because we know what happens in the show. But how
Yeah.
would you personally, Lex? We got it. How would the rest of you guys personally deal with?
I cut out 1,000 times. I didn't even hear what Lexi's response was.
Simply put, I just felt like Shorty was set up.
She was set up.
I felt like she was set up, and she wasn't really given a clear, precise, like I guess, view of what she was going into. Yeah, Harper
Mhm.
might have told her some things, but
But
a lot of her conclusions came from her reading that book.
yeah.
So, and then the day before you come, you found out that man, or the day you come in the airport, you see that man got a black eye and he done ruined the wedding. Like, it's just, I don't think baby was really prepared
And
properly.
was about to sleep with Jordan. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
I let y'all give her that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
So
grown woman.
that's about it. Yeah, that's about it though. Because otherwise, she was telling some. I'm not insecure. A little bit, just a little. You know. Anywho,
Mm.
somebody else. Go ahead. Like you said. Who next? Who's next? Go, go.
Go ahead, guys. Come on. What you got, Avery?
Uh
No, go ahead.
all right. In this case, so if I'm like the Robin of the group and in my significant other brings me in, their friends
Mhm.
are a very important part of their life and I
Mhm.
don't fit. I'm not going to continue to be uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Um Putting myself in that space is only setting it up to cause problems. Because for whatever reason, I don't click with the established friend group. And
Mhm.
that's only, I mean, I see it backfiring for me as a person in our relationship. And then if it's causing problems amongst his friends or her friends, and they are a key part of their life,
Mhm.
that's a lot. That's a lot. And I am somebody who, um, if the person I'm with, if that's somebody I am dedicated to that I love, and people are unjustly judging them, I'm going to evaluate my relationship with that person.
Mhm.
But if that's not the case, I just don't click. I'm not going to force whoever I'm dating to, break up with their friends. And, if the friend group is friends and partners and significant others, everybody comes together. The
Mhm.
easiest way to avoid that friction is to not go. But now my person is missing the dynamic that all of their friends have. And I don't think that's fair either because they're going to want that cohesive unit that they all fit together, that they all get along. Because it seems like, at least with Harper and Robin, that's what Harper wants. Harper wants somebody that fits into the group because that's what
Mhm.
everybody else has.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to make my partner choose first.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to continue to be uncomfortable. it's almost like family dynamics where the family doesn't get along with somebody's spouse, and then that spouse just doesn't come to anything. And it makes it really weird most of the time for the family dynamic as a whole. Um, because I've witnessed that firsthand, either by choice or not. And I wouldn't stick around because I see it just being a problem. Even if I love this person, I'm not going to continually subject myself to be uncomfortable. And I'm not going to put them in a position where they have to choose or miss out on something that seems so important in their life.
That's
So
real grown up.
I have a
I like
question.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying that you would stay in the relationship? Or
No, I will
that's
leave.
what you're saying you would do, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just making
Okay.
sure I was understanding. Okay, go ahead.
Mhm. Yes. That's it, Lo.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll it to you, Bree. She's over here trying to be quiet. Go ahead, girl. Mhm.
I think
She know all about it. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Give me some.
I feel like Bree ready for this. So what's up, Bree?
Cheers.
What's on your
I'm
mind?
gonna tailor it back tonight. I'm
You gonna
tailoring it back. Okay.
I can't take Taylor. I don't like Taylor suits. Mm-mm.
Because I think going into a friend dynamic, I think you need to have the emotional maturity to know that it was already established before you walked into that.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, you need to have your own security of knowing, well, you know, what he and I got is what we got. And I'm glad to be welcomed into, quote unquote, this dynamic without the expectation of trying to be liked by everybody. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can't make somebody accept you or
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, and Z. And I think her huge issue was they were already all established before she walked into this picture. So what did you offer to bring to the table? You know, so
Facts.
I think it said it all, summed it up there. And I think it was on some Tom, Dick, and foolery. And we clearly know within the book, we clearly know she accepted the marriage proposal after knowing all of those things. So who the hell is it? I feel like this conversation can get real pointless because it's factual, literally to the point in what happened. Like, that wasn't the smartest move to make, baby girl, because you in your hopes and you not thinking. Those are his friends. Like, that's his
village.
That's his village.
Yeah.
Like, now, I mean, case in point, though, I will say he's an asshole. So, he's not a character of mine either, though. He's loved by his village, though. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
I'm on Team Harper. I can't take this.
You Team Harper.
If you watch the rest of that season,
what are the options? Team Harper or Team Robin? Because there's a bunch of other characters in this movie.
No. I mean, in this conversation only.
Oh,
listen. I ain't fully Team him because I've met people and I know people like him who need to fit in. They got to fit into the group that they are part of, and when they don't, they shut down. So that person, like Harper, wouldn't be my friend personally because it would make me feel insecure in our friendship just for the fact that he always needs to fit into this particular thing. He had to have the money. All his friends were well and established, but because he wasn't as established, he was lying about them being broke and not having it and not being. This is your group. This is your village. Why are you not gonna tell your team, right? But we pushing forward to the question though. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna say
to end that though.
Go ahead.
Directly to it though, like it was flat out like that wasn't the best decision to make, and you need to know what you walked into. So I don't have sympathy for her in a sense, like I just don't. And she's just a whiny she's just a whiny person, and can't stand a whiny
adult,
needy
That's what I can't
adult.
Yeah, I give you needy because people need what they need, but I don't like whining.
Go too far. That's just too much. That's just
Yeah, I feel
it's deplorable. Go,
yes, there you go. Big girl word. Go ahead. Come through.
Okay, SAT.
Look, come through HP. HP in that good degree. Go ahead.
We want to pick some adjectives, y'all. Let's do it. Let's use the big girl.
We're gonna keep it. I'm gonna give you the drink. Don't you?
That's a 25-minute word right there.
Yeah, I'm 2 shots in. It's fine.
Listen, exactly. Um, for me, I feel like this. We are all grown women and we have all been in our 20s and dating and trying to figure it out and go through the process. And at the beginning, because how it's made to believe is they haven't been together this long, which is why he's so frustrated that she keeps changing jobs. He knew that girl had no foundation to be the person he
Did
wants.
she change jobs?
Yes,
They
girl, that's the
said
argument.
chamber artists. They said a bunch of shit.
Yes,
And
that's what they were arguing about before he left. Was that she
Cause she was
decided
the self ending it. Oh, in the
at the
beginning.
end? Yes,
In the
when
beginning,
when
yeah.
we're
Okay.
meeting her, she's deciding now she wants to be a chef, and he's like, "So you done been to this school, you done did this, you done did this, and now you're gonna be a chef. Like, what are you gonna stick with, right?"
Yeah.
I think though, in his mind, he felt because she was so finicky, he could take her, he could mold her into who he needed her to be, and then he could make it work. He can make it work. I think his village was him trying to fit her into it wasn't so much about making her be uncomfortable. It was more about he knew his plan, and if you got all these people, when I'm gone, you got somebody. Because this is my team, and what I'm saying is this is our team, and they're trying to make her feel comfortable. Because if you notice, nobody makes her feel uncomfortable or unwelcome. Everybody's making her feel welcome because nobody has an issue with her. Yeah, there's no pressure.
No.
I think that not Kendall, Jordan. I'm thinking about the book. Look, I think that her and Jordan would have never been friends. That's just what it is. Your heart is in a space with the man that I'm with that I'm not comfortable with, and it may not never change. But like you said, Lex, like let's be adults. And like you said, agree, like we're adults. This is my man. My security has to stand with me, not with the group of people he's with. Um, I have walked into some situations, and any man that I date walks into that situation with my girls and my guy friends. Like that could be hard sometimes. Like you don't know, you have no idea. And no matter how comfortable I try to make you feel to understand that these people will take care of you the same way that they take care of me because you're a part of me, that don't make you comfortable all the time. Whatever your ideas and the things you've been through, they could change the entire situation. And I'm like you, Lo, like if I don't fit into your friend group, if I don't fit into the family group, I got to go do something else because it's not even just about being outside. I don't want you to be outside of the thing that keeps you going. I can't be a part of that. I can't be a part of you not being able to have the group that you need because all the love in the world is cute. But if you ain't got no support system, what happens when we not in love with each other today and we fighting and this is going down the drain and we're not in a good space? You don't have your support group no more. And now you're blaming me for that too. Not only are you mad about whatever you're mad about, but now on top of that, what you're not saying to me is, I'm only here with you because I ain't got them no more. And I'm all by myself and da 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 da. And then when you start saying that to somebody, you like, how you gonna blame me for that? But people make decisions based on the things that they find important. Oh, let me fix you. People really do make decisions based on the things that they find important. And sometimes they'll fight that little love out. That's why you got families that break all the way up when people get married.
All right.
Go ahead, Lo.
Back in.
The bottle, but y'all got the ice, the bottles, the mixer, everything by
The
me.
whole setup.
Y'all, look, I came prepared.
The whole setup.
Let me send you my cup. Let me send you my cup, bartender Lex.
You know,
Look. No, go ahead, Lo.
Yeah, no, what I was gonna say is, like, I know the type of person I am in a relationship, and if my family knows this too, I told them if you're gonna ask me to choose between you and the person I'm with, I'm not picking either one of you, and I'm out. Like, you don't have to worry about it. You're not gonna make me choose, and I'm not going to, because if you're putting me in this situation to choose between my family and the person I love at this time, this is not a good space for me, so I'm out. And I told my parents that, like, I will leave and you will not hear from me again. Because
Hard, yeah.
because you're not gonna do that. That's not fair, because as soon as I give and I bend on that point, you can now pressure me with it the rest of my life. Because I've caved. And something I'm not willing to do is push someone to choose me over other people that they love. So,
Me
like I told my wife when I met her, like, you have a son. I'm never gonna put you in a situation to choose between me and him. If it comes down to where it looks like there's a choice between me and him, I will leave because I'm not going to make you make that choice. That's your child. These are people you love. If you want to choose me, that's different. If I'm with somebody and they decide, hey, no, look, our relationship, you are more important to me than XYZ, you make that choice. Because what I'm not going to do at the end of the day is let you blame me for a
that
reason
part.
you left that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never said choose me. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And if you decide to come with me or you decide to pick me and ruin that other relationship, you're not going to burn me down with it later. You have to choose for you.
Now you can't choose, Pito. If we get there, we have to go ahead and go our separate ways. Because no matter how that ends, that question gonna come up for a fact. Somebody gonna have a problem. Somebody gonna have something to say. And like you said, Lo, if you fall for anybody's pressure, even your parents gonna pick who they like. They gonna pick who they want to date. They not gonna pick who you need and the things that you need. Your friends, nobody's gonna pick what you need because none of those people have to date you.
Your family will
Yeah.
have you sitting in misery. That's what I've learned.
Yes, sitting
This
in
is a way
misery.
for you to be approved by them while you
Mm-hmm.
miserable as hell and
Yeah.
want to make an argument behind, oh, you should be this way or X, Y, and Z because it fulfills whatever you feel like should fulfill me. But
Mm-hmm.
never consider what truly makes me
Be
happy.
happy.
Boy,
Right.
family.
But and listen, like we talking about the friend groups, right? I think that my friend group is solid. I think that you guys know my expectation when I'm trying to date because I can only see what I can see on my 2 feet. Like you said before, Lo, and when you're in the situation, you looking at that flag head on. You cannot see the red, you can't see the yellow, you can't see the green, you can't say anything. All you see is the flag. It's everybody around you who can see the colors that's on the sides of the flag because they're not in it with you every day. They're not going through it. They're not having the emotional up
They
and
got a
down that
different
you go through.
perspective.
Different perspective. Perspective changes everything, but it
Mm-hmm.
also pushes people into making decisions they should never make, and they blame who convinced them to make it. At the end of the day, every single time
Right.
we've
Now
seen
I
that time and time
know
again.
it might be the alphabet mafia in me, but um, choosing who you're with over your family can be a frequent issue um, for dating.
I'll say
Uh,
that I would do that too, but that's just
yeah,
who I'm.
yeah,
Who I
but it
family.
comes up a lot, and a lot of people I talk to don't have relationships with their parents because they don't support who they are and who they want to be with.
Mhm.
So in those cases, I mean, I had an ex who was dedicated to her parents. They I had a good relationship with her family outside of one family member, but I wouldn't make her choose between me and them because that's her family. But if she chose to walk away from them because of opinions, I'm not going to stop her from that either. I will question you to make sure you want to do it.
For the
Are
right
you
reason.
sure? But I can't. I mean, if she wants to make that choice, she makes that choice.
I need it to be about you and not me. Not even your love for me. I need
I
for
hear what
yeah
you're
for you.
saying. I feel you on what you're
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of members of uh, the LGBTQ community have to walk away from their families.
But that's about them. That's not about love. That's not, you understand, because the reason they're walking away is not just because the person don't love the person they love. They don't love you as a person because however you are. So it makes it easier to say, hey, this person does, y'all don't accept me, let me go this way. So they
Mm-hmm.
make it about the person. But it ain't never been about the person. It's only the focus about you. The dislike comes with the person that they created normally. And then that's what helps you move. Um,
Right. It's not behind
perspective,
closed doors anymore.
perspective.
We have
Yes,
to
it's not
we have
behind
to
closed
see
doors.
it. Mm-hmm.
And I know
I
that
gotta
there are
disagree.
other ways. I know it's
I
some other
gotta
ways.
disagree with that because I had a
Mhm.
cousin that came out
Mhm.
and yeah, when it's air. But I had a cousin to come out and, or we kind of, you already kind of know or whatnot, but oh, my cousin, you know what I'm saying? You know, when we were kids, you kind of get that sportsy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You already kind of know. But then when it actually is just, she grown, it is what it is. We love her unconditionally. We love her. We don't not like her. But I think when it comes to certain generations and what they were raised with, you want to stick so heavily with that and forget that this is still a human being. But more than anything, I think she started pushing away, and she did, because she started feeling like, dang, like, you know, do you really love me? Now, mind you, we didn't have this outright conversation, but this is me being extremely vigilant, and you hear the conversations and stuff like that, but you wonder why. Who wants to be around family or not when there's always a criticism, an issue, or because I'm not walking in alignment
but
with
that exactly, that's the criticism though. That's the reason that it makes you walk away. It's not about who you love, because they criticizing you.
But no,
and they're making it about the relationship.
But we love her though, we do. But then
yeah, but the criticism doesn't. One thing about people criticizing you, people will tell you they love you and look at you dead in the face. If they birth you, they will tell you they love you. They still have an issue.
Generation.
It still have an issue with you. You know what I'm saying? And you feel that.
And what I have
they just can't accept it. But we love her though. You get what I'm saying? Because earlier it was like, okay, well, they don't really love you. No, we love her, but it was, and mind you, it wasn't really us. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You talk about all the elders,
aunties,
and after
and
so many years have passed, you realize, I think it started coming to the forefront. Like, maybe we do need to start looking at some things different. Because regardless of whatever it is, she's a grown ass woman. Her decision is hers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna add to that, Ibri, is that sometimes the perspective on that isn't that you don't love me, but if you're talking about a group that I belong to negatively, I don't see myself as an exception of that group. So it may be making negative comments about other members of the LGBT or other people that look or act like this. And I know I'm a part of that community. I'm not an exception. So that's really how you feel about me, because that's how you see them and I am them. Now, I am in closer proximity to you, so you have love for me, but that's truly still how you see me. Because that's how you see all the other people like me.
And when it comes time to pick your side of the street, I know you ain't on my team. I can feel it.
What does it do for the person that you are supposed to love? You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what does it do for them? So it pushes them away. So, and then over the years after time passed, you can't get time back. You know, and it's just like, okay, maybe we gotta start looking at it different, because what you forget is your belief is your belief. The same way you believe, this other's body, people over here from this place believes that theirs is all one too. You get what I'm saying? So I'm talking about from every faith that you can think of. Christianity, Islamic, Buddhism, Judaism, all of those things. Everybody thinks that they're right, but nobody takes that vantage point. So you put all these parameters around subgroups and cultures and things of that nature, and you cause that distance, that uncomfortability. Yeah. In that social disconnect or whatnot. And it's the foolery of human nature. And you wonder, you wonder why.
Because we need a little drama. If it was nice and beautiful and butterflies, somebody will know how to find it again.
People thrive on that, yes.
Some do. Broken people thrive on broken things. Right? Yes. Did I get everybody on this one? Yes, everybody came in. They hit the gong with the bell, okay? Yes, okay. So let's roll into our next question. Okay, so I know Lex and Ibri that y'all don't have babies, but I want you to think from your deep down on the inside person when I ask this question, because your perspective is exactly what I need. Okay, it's exactly, because when, as a mom, especially a single mom, every time I say anything that discords being happy that I'm a mama and just being happy to be in the situation I'm in, if it goes against that, everybody is like, oh, she's not a good mom. That's the perception, right? It's crazy to think, but as soon as you say, I don't want to get up today and cook no food, they be like, oh, you not being a good mom. You not being good to these kids that you
That's
asked for.
it,
But
though.
really, you just tired and whatever
Exactly.
else is happening, right?
You're a human
Nobody
being.
has acceptance.
People forget
But
that. Yeah.
girl, they just drop it off. It's like you push out a baby and they say, no, take human
No.
being right on off of there. Take woman off of there. Leave
Yeah.
mama. Just take it off and put it in the trash. All right. Now you're a mom. So
But
just what would be like um I don't want to say a boundary. Just Lo made a statement when I said talk about this question earlier. Because I don't want to pigeonhole the question. But what would be your perspective of how you would deal with your significant other if they had your child around someone consecutively that you had no idea about? You didn't even know the child was around until your child probably told you, because that's normally how things would come up. The kid will say, hey, I was with such and such, and you're like, who was such and such, right?
I have a couple different
You want to go
perspectives.
first?
Give it to me. No, she got the cranky face. You got to go first.
I'm trying to hone in on all of my emotions. I feel if you want me to go first, I
Yeah,
will.
go ahead. Give me all them
Rotate.
emotions.
We
Yeah,
can rotate this.
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm watching. No, that's not an option. You talking about coming down deep from the soul and looking at that question.
Mhm.
If I got with somebody and I was with another person, I'm going to respect you enough because they wasn't there when we made these children. So when I come and if I have somebody to come in my life, hey, I'm serious with this person and I would like to move forward. So I think now is the time for our children to meet X, Y, and Z. Because as male, female, you want to know who. I hope you want to know who your children are. Unless you just an absentee parent, you don't get a say in anything. Clearly, but like when it comes to it, like this person, is because number one, I'm not bringing my children around just no random people. We're not doing that. Then number two, this becomes my person. So you as the father need to know who your daughter, what male she's around. Even your son
Even
too.
your son.
Even
Yeah.
your son, who is the male figure in my son's life? You get what I'm saying? That's why you always careful with who you do choose to have a baby with. Because this person for 18 years or till they get of an age to be able to communicate with their father in a sense, because you still got to communicate and know. So for me, that's not an option. You want hell, raise hell in hot water, you do some stuff like that. That's Tom, Dick, and foolery.
And that's how I felt. Also, I have been the girlfriend of a man with children. So, but off rip after us being in each other's lives for look,
Good little amount of time.
I use the term girlfriend loosely also. But anyway, I was in your life for a certain amount of time. Like we were shacking up, like we were together, like this was a thing. And like you would do like little slick stuff like, okay, you'll pull up with your daughter or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, or like you'll have me around your son in like a random setting or you'll bring him to the house. But it's like, why am I not meeting the mother of these children? I brought that up to him. I said, I think because I know, like Ibri said, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would want to know who this significant other is, who this person you're trying to weasel your way into my child's life. I would want to know. So I brought it up. But it was excuses after excuses. And I'm just like, I don't really rock with that. Like I
Red flag.
just
Red
know if I
flag.
very
Just wave on
girl,
it.
big
That's
red,
disrespect on a whole nother level.
very, very, very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like super ridiculously disrespectful. Like, so yeah. I just know like you would hope and pray that you meet a female like me, that they're with a female like me.
But
Who would
I'm
push
gonna say it's
it's
not a lot of use.
it's
That's
girl,
not what you
I
run
know
into
I am
first.
I know I am rare. I am even more rare than Egyptian cotton. I'm rare as
Get
fudge.
to
Okay.
it. Get to it.
Like because I think it's, and I read something, it's my sign, but it's just also who I am. Like I consider everybody in every decision and all the factors that need to be happening, especially in that situation
Logical.
with children. Yeah, I try to think logically on that aspect. So yeah, personally, I have brought it up. Did I ever get to sit down? Did I ever do it? Excuses, are they ghetto, they this, they that, they ratchet, it's not gonna
Well,
go how you
we're
think
gonna
it's
have to fight
gonna
about
go.
it, but I need her to know.
That's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, y'all, like you said, y'all made a baby together, and now I'm in your life, and now you're trying to bring these babies around me. So you need to let her know, like, this what it is. Excuse me, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've also been the child who my father
Mm.
dropped me off with
His
random biddies.
girlfriends.
You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? They were
Yeah.
never girlfriends. They were sorry, daddy, but anywho, they
Slides.
they were never girlfriends. But they thought they were because they were,
Slides.
you know what I'm saying? I would get dropped off with them, like even got into some situations, like you say, because the children are going to tell. The children are going to tell
Unintentionally. They're just talking.
unintentionally. I got into a crazy situation with my father behind a biddy because you trying to find out information and my father has not made it clear who you are to him in his life. You just want to drop me off at this joint. You know what I'm saying? So I think
And
ultimately,
this your day. Sir,
you
I did not send my baby with you to go to nobody else's house. Bring my
bro,
child back. Bring my baby back.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, I think it's just ultimately communication is key. It always comes back to that, but it's like, don't put your children out there blindly. Don't put your baby mama, baby daddy, father of whoever y'all want to be called. You know what I'm saying? Don't put that person in there blindly. Like, you really need to have communication with this type of stuff. Like, because at the end of the day, it's going to blow up in a real fierce way, one way or the other. Like, child, it's just crazy out here, okay? So, yeah, communicate that thing. I would have an issue. Tell me who
Mm-hmm.
that is. Tell your child who that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because children they're not oblivious. They're not oblivious by any means, but they have vivid imaginations. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm something else. That's where my petty get big. And you choose to continue to disrespect me, you gonna run a risk of not seeing your baby. Be very clear. Like without being in my presence. So you're gonna lose those opportunities. You're gonna be supervised.
I was about to say mess
You're
around
gonna
court
be
supervised
supervised
with
with
it.
them. Because
Yeah.
we're not playing that game. Until
Mm-hmm.
I get comfortable. She don't owe me nothing, but I am not finna sit here around my children without somebody that I don't know, I haven't got to introduce with. Like, I'm going to be that parent. I need to know because I don't give a damn about what you got going on. My child is my 100% safety. That's it.
Yeah, very much so.
Came out my womb, flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. So that's a different thing. That's how I feel about it.
Very much so. And even not even having children, but just seeing all the stuff that is happening to children in the news. Absolutely not.
Mind you, I work for CPS
Killed,
for a
You
period
know
of
being
what
time.
I'm saying?
killed.
So
Yeah.
When you be
no.
watching them news channels, it do most of the time it don't be the actual mama and daddy. It be
It
the step
don't.
girlfriend to the boyfriend or such and such who done put this baby in the
And
barbecue
then
pit because
sometimes
you
it
done.
do be the mama with the
It
dude
do.
she was dealing with, or the daddy with the
Cause
female.
she don't want these kids no more because he don't want no kids. I done
So
seen that plenty of times in real time, like the
so
woman not want her kids.
serious. You have to be careful. Saw a video on TikTok. It's on topic, sorry, but like
Mm-hmm.
even to the point, like this lady had 2 kids. It was her 2 kids and the daughter of the dude that she was dealing with in a cupcake shop. Your 2 kids run up and they want cupcakes. You tell the little girl she can't get a cupcake because her mama ain't send no money. What her mama doing ain't got nothing to do with you. You're dating that man also. Why do you not getting on the man about it? So it's like you have to be careful.
Because
You
on the
have to
inside,
be
that woman bitter about her. That ain't got nothing to do with that other woman. You
you
feeling
gotta be
insecure.
careful
So
who
you didn't buy a child a cupcake, but you bought
girl.
the other child one
Exactly.
because
What
the
do you
mama
look
didn't.
like? Exactly.
That don't even.
It
Who?
don't sound right.
Oh,
It
they
don't
do it.
sound
Don't
right.
say who?
They do, and
Them.
women are so
I'm not enlisting
Yeah.
it. It doesn't happen, but
Yeah.
it's just like any reasonable. I need to not even use reasonable
Girl, we talking about any
vocabulary,
adult
the
who is grown.
terminology, but you dare not take my child
no.
with you and you exclude my child because I'll send you your money back, but you don't ostracize my child. And if you can't afford but one, don't go to it. Period.
Or
You better
don't
go
buy.
to the dollar store and make some cupcakes or something. Like you don't.
How dare you make my child feel isolated because you got an issue with the Absolutely
And I'm
not.
gonna take the daddy hands down. So now we're gonna have a real problem.
Major.
Maybe I need to just not, because those moments make me feel fueled and fiery.
Very
Just
much so.
thought of that.
And mind you, ain't even a person came out of that hoo-ha.
Not even. No. But yeah, and that's also too why personally people come like I'm weird. We gotta be married. We gotta be married. If
So we're gonna roll that. You segued into the married woman.
oh sorry, but yeah, we gotta be married to have a child together. But that's another
another topic for another day.
I feel you on that one, Lex.
Come on, chime on in.
Well, I think Ibri and Lex sufficiently covered you and your partner aren't together anymore. Angle of how you interact with your shared child and anybody that you happen to be dating. In my case, if we're together and we have a child, in a relationship, I'm an oversharer about my date because I can't remember what I am not supposed to tell you. So if I just tell you everything, I can't get in trouble. I don't have to remember what I'm not supposed to say and what I am supposed to say. You got the download. Okay.
There you go.
And I'm gonna tell you when I'm messing up, when I'm doing great, when we had a good, bad, or indifferent day. But to take it back to the best man,
look, there you go. Bring it back around.
Because I know this is how this comes up. So
yes,
we've got me. And if I'm Harper and my partner is Robin, I have 100% issue that she's going to this farmer's market and talking to this vendor, bringing my daughter. My daughter knows the vendor. Now, I have no issue that my wife is going to the farmer's market and then my daughter is going with her. That's not the thing. But you're frequently talking to the same vendor, potentially flirting. I mean, we all flirt in public, so, but if you're continually going and seeing the same person, I should know their name. I should know that my daughter's with you. I should know that, they gave my daughter some free stuff continually.
He knew who he was, though. He knew who he was. He knew he was. Yes, he
did. Not the whole time.
Not the whole time.
But if you listen to the part when they went to the disrespectful part, when she went to that little jazz spot by him with him, and
that's the only reason he knew. Because she called him and said this was my friend.
Like, oh, he X, Y, and Z. He brought
I should have known well before then. I have a problem.
That little girl was being.
No, I have a problem with that. I feel like that was utterly disrespectful. Yes.
Girl, that was, that lets you know that time been put in right there. Like, she done met him multiple times.
Absolutely.
That child was so secure with this other man.
Very comfortable. And I need to know adults that my child is that comfortable with. It's not that I don't trust my wife, my spouse, my significant other. You talk to whoever you need to talk to in your day. It's not that. But if our child is spending significant time getting to know another adult, I should at minimum know their name in the context of how they're showing up in your life when you're meeting them and all that, because my child is involved.
That's why the name wasn't known. Don't nobody want to give up the context.
And especially later when he's the one coming over to the house with the heating situation, I have a problem that I didn't know this was supposed to happen. Now, Robin was
daughter's in the house
to call Harper. She was.
Boy, I'm about to binge watch this.
No,
but
I ain't giving her that.
I didn't know he was coming over. He's in a house where my child is. I don't know he's there. That's a problem with me. Because my child is in that house and we all know crazy stuff can happen.
And I don't even know this man. What if he came home and she was dead and the daughter was dead? He has no idea where to start. You know why? Because she ain't told him nothing about this man.
Nothing.
Nope. Only my homegirl knows, and she's giving me like the side eye.
The super side eye.
Watching us interact, okay? So my problem is not that you're meeting people in your day. My problem is that you're not telling me who my child is spending time with, building relationships with.
in your day. Mm-hmm.
Because, as we all know, a little bit of trust with a kid can get them in a lot of trouble. Because my parent has said interacting with this person is okay.
Mm-hmm.
They know me, I know them, I trust them by proxy. And then sometimes children end up in a situation they should never be in. And
Exactly.
I have a lot of concerns as a parent in that area.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready? I don't believe in nobody that much. I don't care if we're married. Understand something. I do not trust nobody
I knew
around
you
my
was
with
gonna
my
go.
children. Listen to me.
She
I
don't.
love who I
Let
love.
everybody finish because she was finna give a whole rundown.
I
No,
love.
it's gonna be real short. She gonna say, "No, it ain't happening. I don't trust nobody." In the story,
Next
I
question.
Period.
I really just
drop
I
mic.
and it's nothing personal, but I personally
Mhm.
was victimized in my family's house. You understand what I'm saying? Like in your personal space, even if it's not your parents' house, it's your family's house. It's your grandparents, your aunt, your uncle. This is your personal space when you're there, right?
Yep.
Absolutely not, because adults don't pay enough attention to shit that they don't care about. And it's not to say that they don't love your kids the same way, but if at that moment that's not the most important thing, like it is for you every single day while you stressed out, not with them, concerned, trying to go through your day, that other person may not be that concerned. Spouse or not, they just may not be. And you don't learn that until your child is in the wrong kind of situation. Then you learn the whole time you ain't know what you was doing with my baby. And now this is where we are, right? It's not to take away anything from that person. It's not to say I'm not going to give you a chance, but if I even ran into a situation like that, it would probably crash and burn everything, because one day when I grow up, I'm going to get past this, but all I'm going to think is the whole time this is what you've been doing with my child. And I'm not going to sit and question my child about who they've been around you with, or in a relationship or out of the relationship. I don't trust you. This is where we stand. I want to trust you,
Mm,
but give me something to trust, right? And I think I trust you until I don't, and except for when it comes to my kids. I
Right.
start off, I don't trust you. Prove to me that you trustworthy. Then I'll say yes, no, maybe so. Okay. And I know you can't control who your spouse is with, or who your significant other is with, or what they're doing. But for me, if you take the time to conceal that kind of information, that means something wrong was happening, and you just don't want to tell me about that wrong part. But now you've put my baby in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
mhm.
we all hands off. I'm all hands off. I don't have a much understanding for that at all. And I don't think the Lord is going to give me that kind of understanding, because I got two babies right now and I can't go nowhere without. So
Mm-mm.
at all. I listen, they don't let me go pee by myself. So why should they be at peace anywhere else without me? Do you understand? I need to know what's going on with my babies. It stresses me out for them to go to school. I don't trust the teachers, the principal, the school, none of them. Because kids get touched at school. Kids are abused at school. My son experienced something at school I never wanted him to experience, and it frustrated me so bad. It had me at work crying, because
Mhm.
his behavior was not accepted by the people who were around him, and these are grown adults. My son literally came to me and said, "Mommy, am I a bad child?" Who told you that? Because I know mommy feeds nothing but positivity, love, and beautifulness into you. I would have never called my child that. I don't let him say he bad. I don't let him say his sister's bad. I don't let none of that happen. So who grown spoke that kind of negativity over you to where you crying about it? So they done said that multiple times to you. And I know that whoever said it may not have intended for him to receive the information, but you cannot control how people receive what you say out your mouth, or how you act towards them, especially when it comes to little kids. So understand, I don't trust nobody. I don't care about none of that. Let me hear about a secret friend. You secretly finna be friends with them at their house. Cause we done. Right now, we done. Listen, all the cousins and the siblings and the besties gonna have to come and try to talk sense into me. Because absolutely not. No, sir. No, sir.
Understandable though.
But
Make understandable.
you know what's crazy is that also I'm like how all you ladies said. I concur with everything y'all said as well. Um, I also, if we're not in a relationship, I try to give you space to understand that I need to know these people and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna give you your space to maneuver. But the first time one name I ain't never heard come up, we got a whole situation. I don't care if it's the girl who work at the bakery. You better have told me my baby know the girl who work at the bakery. Because if not, fire and desire. Do you understand me?
I don't know, Constance, because your baby girl be asking everybody their name, and
You
I
understand?
don't ask people their names.
But you, and that's the thing. That's why it worries me because she's such a my kids are so personable. So they're very friendly. They want to talk, they want to get to know you, but I'm training them up to be open that way. But because I'm gonna protect them as much as I can from my side at all times. That's not a guarantee for everybody else. So if my daughter's out with you and she just rambling on and you not paying attention and now somebody done picked up my baby and walked off because she being friendly and you didn't turn your head for two. No, sir, absolutely not. And there's nothing you can do to explain why I shouldn't murder you and drop you in the bottom of the ocean. So
Take them to the chop shop.
no, I don't even know that. The ocean. Let them find you. They can't find all these boats that done went missing, all these planes that done went missing. If they find you, that was the Lord.
No, I totally understand because I was definitely that child. My parents tell me stories about literally like strangers in the grocery store bringing me back to them. Cause I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Alexis. What's your name?" I was one of those fucking children. I was one of those children.
And you're just being a free
And you're just
person,
being a
right?
child, like you just because children
And
really
all you did is doop doop. That's
can
all you.
say, yeah.
Ivory, I saw your face, but don't make
No,
that face
facts.
because our parents had commercials letting them know you need to check on your
You
children.
need to check on your baby.
Where are they? Did you feed them today? Are the street lights on? Because they should be home.
Because we used to be outside for 10 hours on a bike. One bike, no water, no food, 10 hours. You just be home before them street
Somebody
lights
had a
come
water
on.
hose. We was good.
It was a water hose.
It was good.
Listen,
A
but
little
that,
extra iron never hurt nobody.
right?
Exactly. You
But
need it. It's good
how many
for
times somebody done ran their bike into the ditch, hurt their foot, and nobody know until 2 days at school. Now you
That's
telling
because
I
if
hurt
you
my foot
go
at
in,
school.
you have to stay in.
Exactly. Or if you got hurt, you got to tell some stuff that you don't want to tell. You got to tell that you was back at the gully where they said don't go for sure. That's the only place you ain't supposed to be because kids get hurt at the gully and you can drown and die. Like
It's
nobody
okay.
understands that.
I'll just maybe fall down the stairs, make it look like it was a house incident.
Be at,
Now
be, at, be at school at
I need some
7:30 in the
medical
morning
attention, but
limping
I
like
fell somewhere not where I wasn't supposed to
That's
be.
really it though.
yeah, like no, I don't have no understanding, and
Yeah.
I'm not working on that, y'all.
And
That's one of my
honestly,
things I'm
I
just not
don't
working
fault
on.
you for it. Anybody who does is weird. Like, so I had a situation because you know what we do. I had a situation the other day. I was working, and legit, we had a unaccompanied minor. I was in the front of the plane. The girl in the back of the plane, she irritated me with the situation too, though. Um, a man across the road from him took a picture,
No, sir, not on
and
my watch.
I said, what? And then the fact that the girl even mentioned that the boy was traveling alone, I said, why would you even tell them that? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, and then she told me, yeah, I'm gonna ask him. I said, ain't no asking, baby. You already asked him if he knew the little boy, and he said no. You need to delete that picture out your phone. It's crazy, but people really be wrapped up in their own little world. Because I even talked to her. I said, girl, I watch videos on people being sex trafficked. I keep up with the new, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep up with all the new things that's going on, like all their little games and stuff that they be playing. I said, you can't play like that. You cannot be. And she's like, oh, I saw this video, I saw this video. Those are the only 2 videos I saw. Just because those are the only 2 videos you saw does not mean what I'm saying is invalid. It does not mean this shit is not happening on a much, much larger level. Like
that one picture could have that
yo,
baby in a trunk.
and that's I said, you don't know who he's sending that picture to. You don't know if he's sending that stuff. So he said he deleted it. No, I would have stood right there and been like, let me see you delete it.
Wait. It cut out when you said she irritated you. You saw him take a picture.
She irritated me because she talked about some. Well, I asked him if he knew him, and he said no. And I was like, well, he's traveling alone, and that's why we're here. Why would you tell that man that he is?
Why would you?
Exactly. Why would you divulge that information? So that people be so oblivious
in their own worlds,
in their
beautiful world of nothing's ever happened to me before.
Exactly. And I already know
real.
Because this is a different type, but I already knew because of who you are and who I am. Because what I was saying, you were trying to discredit what I was saying. That's why you mentioned, oh, I've only seen these 2 videos. I said, nah, baby, this lady I watched, she said these 2 girls that she saved, she said the 2 girls heard her name. Like the sex traffickers know who this lady is. And they know that she owned it and she trying to save these kids. I said, I've seen so much stuff. I said, no. I said, just because you only seen those 2 videos does not mean that what I'm saying is invalid and that this shit is not happening for real. I said, no. And I was like, do you want me to go back there? And I said, sure, my son, when he got up to him, he was really apologetic. He was only apologetic because
you
I went back there.
That's why.
He was only apologetic because when I went back there, I was gritting on him. I gave him the illest look. Like, if you even bleeping, boy, you...
Look at him. Look at that baby.
Look at him.
Like, I'm just waiting on your eyebrows to even.
And that's what, because he couldn't even really look at me. Yeah, because I'm not playing. I would have said, text your boss right now and tell him that you found out and the cops gonna be waiting for you because
absolutely
I don't like, and that's why I'm like,
concerned.
People be so, and that's the thing too, what pisses me off. People be so scared to stick up. Like, that's another topic. But yeah, girl, no. That's what I said. I personally do not blame you. You have to be like that. Older folks always used to be like, when I was young and I was doing random crazy, when I was doing crazy stuff, okay? Meeting dudes off Twitter, going to different towns late at night. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, sneaking and creeping.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's because you're young. She can't hear. It's because you're young. It's because you're young. You know what I'm saying? Once you get older, you'll be more cautious. And I'm like, nah, heck yeah, I'm cautious. Yes. I'm super cautious now as an adult. And that's honestly why it's like, I'm afraid to have children. I am so afraid to have children. Girl. Because as much as I can homeschool you, I can have you around me, it's going to be a time. It's going to be a time where I can't be around you to protect you.
And I'm going to say, make sure the nervousness is due to just your concern for safety. I'm not saying be afraid of it, but I wake up and go to sleep and I know these kids in this house. But you can ask anybody that know me. I would sleep on the floor before I sleep too far away from them. And that may sound crazy to people, but your hurt, your dysfunction, your insecurities will show up as soon as you have a person who look just like you, act just like you, and came from you, even if you adopted that child, right? Yeah,
very
much.
So.
Once that person becomes your full-time responsibility, the amount of anxiety that you experience just because you love them, it's crazy. So to know that my significant other does not understand how detrimental to my health it is for you to have my person out in this world. And I think that you're a safe person for them to be with, but because you're making some questionable decisions, you would just have them around anybody?
Absolutely not.
Bottom of the ocean.
I have friends that my baby would not be around, and it's not you know what I'm saying? Well,
what do we say? Are we really friends?
Yeah, that's no, literally
not for my kids.
To that. I would not have my child around you. I would not, and it's not because I fear for their physical safety. I fear for their mental safety.
Because I'm your friend. I'm an adult, and I can handle your instability.
I'll be damned if you rub off any of that BS on my baby.
Baby,
no. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
Yes. So, we're supposed to be being light, but I listen, that's a serious thing for me. And in The Best Man, that was very frustrating for me to watch. It's one thing for you to be an adult and to take your home girl, because at the end of the day, like Lo said, like you said, Lex, like Ibri said, we moving through this world, so we always trying to figure it out. Naturally, most people just flirt in situations. You're gonna be nice enough to a person to get the things that you want from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you doing in this world? If you tell me, you tell me. If you don't, and it gets to me, you gotta listen. Fire and Desire. That's where I live. Okay, on Fire and Desire Island.
Rick James.
You understand? Him and Tina Marie. Okay, that's where I live. But
Yeah.
then that's where our situation comes from, because then the problem is not that you were talking. The problem is, why are you hiding and lying to me? Because for me, withheld information is the same as telling me a lie.
Definitely. And it's
You
like
know,
withholding it because you messed up.
because I'm
Like,
gonna feel some kind
because
of
you
way, or I'm gonna think something.
know.
Yeah,
Because you know. So
but to
yeah.
be withholding that information just because of you, and it's about our child, my child. Listen, everything is mine in my world. Okay, you
Yeah.
mine too until you mess up, and I gotta let you go be somebody else's. But like, I can never in this world be okay with that. My fear
But
is that on my watch, something that I cannot undo happens to my child.
mm-hmm.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
on everybody else's watch too.
Very much so. Very
You
much
know.
so.